The Oregon Trail continues in the journey to Willamette Valley. In this new board game, you'll play as a pioneer leading your family across the United States in 1848. Your goal is to complete the perilous journey while keeping as much money as possible to start your new life. The game comes with 1 game board, 48 trail tiles, 32 coins, 97 cards, 72 small supply cubes, 20 large supply cubes, 24 player pieces, and 1 die. You can earn money by keeping your family healthy, gathering supplies, and even picking up hitchhikers along the way. For the family members that don't make it, the grief cuts deep into your total fortune as funerals are to be arranged. Setup. You start the game by setting up your game board and player mats. On the board, your game and your wagons start at Independence, Missouri, in the hopes to get to Willamette Valley. Place your small and large supply cubes, hitchhiker cubes, and coins next to Willamette Valley. Shuffle the hunting, calamities, and market price cards separately. Then, place each card stack next to the board. Place the wagon upgrade cards face up and then split them by type. Flip the top market price card. Shuffle the tiles and then place them next to the board. Place the first set of starting tiles on the board based on the number of players. For example, a 2-player game would start with 2 tiles. A 4-player game would start with 4. Each player chooses a colored wagon and places it in Independence, Missouri. To set up the player mat, place 4 family member cubes in the wagon storage with the number 5 facing up. That represents full health. Also, place 2 meat cubes in the wagon storage and 1 pistol cube on the gray square. It does not count towards your supplies. Each player takes $300 in coins. Also, draw 2 tiles. It's okay to look at them, but keep them face down from the other players. The numbers at the bottom of the player mat are used as hunting targets, which we'll explain later. The driver's square remains uncovered throughout the entire game. The additional storage spaces hold supplies, family members, and hitchhikers. Or 1 square can hold either 1 large supply cube or 4 small supplies. Gameplay. Every round in the game equals a week of travel. Each player takes 1 turn each round. At the start of your round, you will discover the trail and draw a calamity card. Next, take 3 actions. Then end your turn by resolving a calamity, drawing a new marketplace card, and then feeding your family. Let's look at each of these steps. Start of turn, discover the trail. You discover the trail by playing at least 1 tile from your hand. There are 5 types of trail tiles. If starting at a fort tile, do not draw a calamity. Here, you can buy small supplies and wagon upgrades as an action. In town tiles, you can buy and sell supplies or pick up hitchhikers as an action. To move through river tiles, you can choose to risk the river or cross it safely by rolling the die. The tree icon within hunting tiles must be present to use hunting actions. And when passing through winter tiles, if you don't own winter clothes, each family member loses 1 point of health and hitchhikers die immediately. Bummer. When you play trail tiles, they must be placed along other tiles on the board. The actual roads that are on those tiles do not need to connect, but will make for faster travel if placed in that way. When a fort or town tile is played, immediately populate it with supply cubes that match the colored squares shown on the tile. Those supplies are available to buy, and hitchhikers can be picked up. Start of turn. Draw a calamity card. If you do not start your turn on a fort, you must draw a calamity card. Calamities are mostly negative events that happen along the trail. Unless the card says otherwise, you have until the end of your turn to avoid or resolve the calamity. Calamities, unless unavoidable, tell you how to resolve them. Step 2. Actions. Take 3 actions. After placing tiles and drawing a calamity, you can take up to 3 of the following actions: move, hunt, buy, sell, and pick up hitchhikers. Let's review each action. Moving. Move your wagon in any direction to tiles that share a side with the one you're currently on. Each time you move to a new tile, it takes one action. You can move backwards towards Independence, Missouri, but you may only do so once per turn. Wagons can also move through and end their turns on trail tiles shared by other wagons. And here's a cool feature. You can move your wagon across multiple tiles for the cost of one action if you follow a connecting road. If you encounter a river on the tile, you must stop and choose whether to cross safely or risk the river. If crossing safely, any leftover actions on your turn are lost, and you start your next turn on the river tile, but with your wagon on the other side of the river. Now, if you choose to risk the river, you must roll the die. If the number on the die is equal to or greater than the number on the river tile, then you cross the river safely. But if the number is less, your family begins to drown and loses health points. Every number less than the number on the river tile counts as damage, but you can distribute that damage amongst your family members and hitchhikers as you wish. Lastly, with moving, every time your wagon moves into a winter tile, you must protect your passengers from freezing. If your wagon storage does not have winter clothes, all family members and hitchhikers within the wagon freeze and all lose 1 health point. This occurs even if the wagon is only passing through the winter tile by using a road. Good news, you only need 1 winter clothes supply cube to protect all the passengers in your wagon. Hunting. If your wagon is on a hunting tile, you can hunt for meat to feed your wagon party. A tree icon must be visible in order to hunt. To begin, another player draws a hunting card and holds it without revealing the card to you. You then have to guess what number appears in the top right-hand corner of the card. You do this by placing your pistol and shotgun cubes on the numbers and targets located on the bottom of your player mat. Pistol cubes must be placed directly on numbers, but shotgun cubes can be placed on the targets in between numbers. You are allowed to use as many shotgun and pistol cubes as you like. If you successfully guess the target number, you're rewarded the amount of meat cubes shown on that card, and then the card is discarded. But if you don't guess the target number correctly, you can try again for 1 action, or discard the card. Once hunting has completed, return all of your pistols and shotguns to your wagon storage. Buying. You can buy any number of supplies at forts and towns for 1 action. Small supplies cost $100 and include meat, pistols, compasses, and medicine. Those can be purchased at forts only. You can also buy wagon upgrades for $200 and additional oxen at forts. Meanwhile, large supplies cost $200 and includes shotguns, winter clothes, and spare parts. These are purchased from towns only. Within your wagon, 1 square of storage can hold either 4 small supplies or 1 large supply. Picking up hitchhikers. You can pick up hitchhikers for 1 action. They occasionally like to hang out on the orange squares in town tiles. They're looking for safe passage to Willamette Valley. While they only have 1 health point, they don't need to be fed at the end of your turn. And at the end of the game, a hitchhiker in your wagon gives you $400 for bringing them to Willamette Valley. Selling. You can sell any number of supplies from your wagon on town tiles as 1 action. The amount of money the seller receives for any of those items is listed on the active market price card. End of turn. After you've completed 3 actions, end your turn by drawing a new marketplace card if you've sold items. Then resolve any calamities and feed your family. Market price cards show the prices that towns are willing to pay for your items that you're willing to sell. The card is active until you sell an item. Then a new card must be drawn and remains active until another player sells an item. If you drew a calamity card earlier and was unable to resolve it during your actions, the event on the card now takes effect and then is discarded. At the end of your turn, you must discard 1 meat cube to feed your entire family, regardless of how many family members are left. If there is no meat in your wagon storage and you are unable to feed your family members, then the family members face starvation and each loses 1 health point. But the drivers and hitchhikers don't lose health. If a family member loses their last health point, that family member dies. Immediately place their cube on the towel your wagon is currently on, and flip the headstone to face up. Funeral expenses are determined by the distance between Willamette Valley and the towel your family member's headstone is on. You must pay $50 for each column in between Willamette Valley and the headstone. Once family members have been fed or starve, the round is finally over, and play passes to the left. Winning the game. Players each take turns until a player's wagon reaches Willamette Valley or the last trail towel is placed on the board. Regardless, play continues until the end of that round. The player with the most money is the winner. Total money is calculated at the end of the game by tallying up total money, adding $500 for your driver's health, adding $100 for each point of health for each family member, adding $400 for each hitchhiker safely arriving to Willamette Valley, then subtracting $100 for each column your wagon is away from Willamette Valley, subtracting funeral expenses for deceased family members based on where they are on the board. If there is a tie, the player with the most supplies within their wagon storage wins. In the case of a further tie, everyone dies of dysentery and nobody wins. Thanks for playing the Oregon Trail Journey to Willamette Valley. Happy trails, and don't die.